now. Let's get to the Chateau Heartiste Maxim of the day. Number 60. Number 60. Waving a roll of Benjamins at a woman will not give her tingles. In fact, it will often do the opposite. Chateau Heartiste. This is a common, often cited mistake because almost inevitably 2 to 3 times a day on every thread, I'll have guys jump in and go, well, you know, girls are just going to go for the richest guy. They only care about money. Yeah, I'm broke. I can't pick up chicks. Nothing could be less true. In fact, and every player knows this, waving money in front of a girl will not give her the tingles. It will not. They just do not react to it the same. There's a teeny tiny contingent of gold diggers that you will never come in contact with because they tend to stay in enclaves. They tend to be either Asian or Eastern European, Russian, and they are in the big cities. They're in New York City, Miami. There's a teeny tiny group of them in Dallas, LA. But again, they know where the big spenders are. You're not at a country club. You're not at private jet events. You're not at exclusive philanthropy events. You're not there. That's where true gold diggers, women that care about money more than the man, will be. If you're not there, you're not worth $10 million. You don't have anything to worry about. It happens every day that women could be with somebody wealthier, but they choose you, or they choose some other loser that doesn't have as much money or doesn't have as much anything. You see it all the time. And I always try to convey to guys, give it a shot. You know, you see a girl, give it a shot, because she's fucked a loser way bigger than you. Because guys are, oh, I can't. She's probably only fucks guys that are like 6'5" and a hedge fund manager, and you know, shoots chocolate out of the end of his dick on a yacht in France. No, you see these girls all the time with some dweeby guy that works at like Pep Boys, you know, and he doesn't even like being there because he's been convicted of, you know, drunk driving 75 times. So you have to realize that waving money, what money does is it gives you flexibility, freedom, some, you know, but really it doesn't really enhance anything in game. And you talk to a lot of guys, you talk to a lot of players over time. That's why I always support the broke bodybuilder, skateboarder, musician that is fucking a rotation of 7s and 8s on his mattress on the floor. And it happens all the time. And you start bringing this up and you will see guys jump in and go, yeah, the best I ever did was like my first year out of college. I made like $18,000 that year and I fucked like 100 women, because all you have is your chemistry, your personality. You got nothing to lose. And unfortunately, that actually helps with game a lot when you're like, well, I got nothing to lose. It forces you to be irrationally self-confident, which is a mainstay, a foundation of game. And you really do. You have to forget about money. You have to, you know, you want to look nice. You don't want to look homeless, but make no mistake. If that's your persona, you can probably get away with it with proper game. That's the real deal. So know that money is not the answer. It's not going to help you. Working on your charisma, working on your personality, working on your personableness, that will help you down. And the money's going to come. You know, that's why guys go, I get this question often. They're like, hey, you know, for the next 5 years, and I'm like 22, should I just focus on my career? And what you end up with is guys that are like really socially awkward, and they have a good career, but their career isn't really any further along than the guy that also went out, that also pursued his interests, that also picked up women, that also had a girlfriend or a wife. So it tends to kind of like they all meet at this finish line at the same time. So what you get if you only focus in on the money is you get a socially awkward guy that has a good career, and those guys are out there by the tens of thousands, if not millions, hundreds of thousands. But there's very few guys with good personalities, charisma, know how to handle a woman, know how to handle themselves in a social situation. They're being pursued by multiple women, far fewer of those because they worked on both their career, which there's time for all day, every day. There's a lot of hours. And they also worked on their game. And one thing, like I agree with Chateau, you know, you focus in on game for like 6 months to a year, you'll be better than 99.9% of all people that have ever lived on the face of the earth. You can get really good really fast by focusing in like 1 hour a day and then actually applying this stuff out in the real world, because women so rarely come across a man worth being around. And when you have some charisma and you know how to work women, or you know how to work a room, all kinds of good things happen and you become valuable to those around you. Again, people want to be around charismatic, which is what game is, learn charisma. They want to be around those men. So that's a real deal. Money is a lubricant. It's a passport. It will allow you some flexibility, and nobody wants to like run in, you know, nobody wants their car breaking down, they can't repair it. Nobody wants to run out of money and they have to close their business. Nobody wants to be broke their whole life, because it complicates things and makes things much harder for yourself and those around you. But as far as as a tool for game, other than buying my products, going to boot camps, you know, being able to travel and meet girls in different cities, which is where really money will help you, make no mistake. And in the process of becoming stronger and harder, and, you know, through the ups and downs of acquiring it, which, you know, hardens you, which is good. But as far as like waving it in front of women, it's not going to assist you at all. You need to get good at doing it with nothing, which most guys do start out with very little, or if anything. Waving a roll of Benjamins at a woman will not give her tingles. It just won't. In fact, it will often do the opposite. Where you see men with money turn a girl on is where he's already established himself as an interesting man, someone to be around. And the money just accentuates that. It will enhance his desirability, but he's desirable without the money. So that's how you kind of have to look at it. And again, these guys always worried about gold diggers or not. You know, they live with 5 roommates and they work at Jiffy Lube, you know, and they worry about women wanting them for their money or whatever. If you're not in those extremely elite circles, you don't have anything to worry about. She'd be there if that's what she was interested in. And instead she's like, you're meeting her at like Quick Trip. So it's different. Or she's on one of the apps. You know, true gold diggers are in very elite circles. They tend to be foreign and they know what they're doing. And you and I are not it. So that's it. Maxim number 60, waving a roll of Benjamins at a woman will not give her tingles. In fact, it will often do the opposite.